Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to another Axel 72 video. Pleasure to be joined by Dylan Ravenscroft. Dylan, was great to see your debut today, and it was an excellent performance. Of course, you managed to get a knockdown as well along the way. A lot of people can't get that for their debut, so you must be very happy with yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm absolutely buzzing. Not necessarily because of the knockdown. I mean, that's a part of the reason. But I was saying with the other guys that it's mainly because I didn't get frustrated. I stayed calm, stuck to my game plan, and as you could see from watching the fight, like I think a lot of fighters in that situation would get frustrated. Do you know what I mean? They would be getting annoyed with that pure just movement. But like he's very smart, Carl, and a lot of people they actually end up falling a loss to him if they're not smart and if they don't keep composed. So that was my main job throughout, and I was just happy to be able to just embrace the moment from the walkout to the entrance of the ring, the whole fight, all 4 rounds. Do you know what I mean? I just thoroughly enjoyed it, stayed relaxed, stayed composed throughout, and just I just wanted to embrace it, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the knockdown came. That's because I was trusting my coaches and listening to what they were saying, and I believe he took that knee in a very strategical way. I believe if he knew if he got caught one of them flush, it was probably going to be lights out and no one could control that. But big up to Cole, he made the right decision, taking that knee, letting himself recover, and then he was back to his game plan. And when he was coming tight, it was too tight for me to be able to work, hence why the ref was there taking points away in the end. So between the point taking and the knockdown, I think it shows what my capabilities are against someone who does not want to engage with me. Do you know what I mean? But big up to Cole, man. He's out here to earn and provide for his family. And do you know what I mean? How can we not respect that? That's why I'm here. That's why most people are here. So big respect to Cole. He didn't need to come in. I appreciate him coming in. But yeah, man, I just enjoyed it. I just absolutely enjoyed it, bro.
Have you ever fought a fighter like that before that is trying to move around that much and isn't trying to engage that much?
I mean, I've definitely, probably to not that extent, do you know what I mean? He's had 85 fights doing that on a professional level, you get me? Like, that's a whole nother ball game. Don't get me wrong, I've fought people who don't want to engage or there isn't their plan to engage. And it's definitely not my forte to be trying to force that. But we've been patient, and we've been working, and I trust my team and I trust my coaches, so we're getting better and better. And like I say, my biggest thing taken away from this is the fact that I didn't get frustrated, and I didn't start swinging wildly, and I didn't start playing to my home crowd. I don't know if you heard that crowd, by the way. Oh, damn, bro. I'm smiling thinking about it, do you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people in their home city, on their debut, with a fighter like that, their head can go. Do you know what I mean? And my proudest thing about it was the fact that we stayed calm, stayed composed. Do you know what I mean? I knew what the task was, and I listened to my coaches, and that's it. That's it at the end of the day.
No, like I say, it was an excellent, well-rounded performance, and now you've got a great team around you. Coming into the professional side of things, and you're coming from that karate, kickboxing background. And I suppose for an event like this, how did it compare to that background of that kickboxing, karate? Was the event quite similar? Did it feel quite similar when you're in there?
Let me just say, it was kickboxing I did first, then I went into Olympic Taekwondo, and their competitions, their things are completely different. Completely different. They're on a huge scale, but you got like 10, 12 rings that are operating at one time. Do you know what I mean? But more recently, I went on Total Combat, and that was the production there was even better than this. It was unreal. And but just like today, I embraced it and just made it my own. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't shy away from it. I didn't stress myself out. Nothing like that. I just took it in my stride. And that's what I'm going to continue doing. Do you know what I mean? As we carry on, as we progress, the level's going to go up, the level's going to get higher, the crowd's going to get bigger, the opposition's going to get bigger. And I promise you, I will always have this smile on my face. I'm not one of these fighters that has to try and stay calm or not think about it or anything like that. I will always embrace what is going on. Do you know what I mean? Like I always say this, but this is what I dreamed of. Do you know what I mean? When as a little kid, first stepping into a hall, watching Mayweather on the TV, whatever it was. This is the stuff I dreamed of. So please, I don't want no one to ever tell me to not be excited or to try and stay calm. Like, that's not me. I will always embrace these moments, and I believe it makes for better performances. And it's who I am, and I'm not ever going to change that.
Do you think you are a natural to be in front of the cameras and the lights and the big events and the big moments like that?
I'd say it's I'd like to say it's partly natural, and I'd like to say half of it it just comes, I guess it comes naturally. But at the same time, it's not the cameras that I get excited for. It's not necessarily the lights I get excited for. It's what the task at hand. Me knowing that I'm on a professional stage doing what I've always dreamed of, doing what I love, and I'm getting paid for it, to be in front of my loved ones. Do you know what I mean? Like, you think of a footballer, yeah, he steps out onto that ground, like, yeah, pressure is a big thing, but I believe it makes diamonds, and I don't know, clearly I'm one of them guys, you know what I mean? How I compare it is I've done this, exactly what I've just done in there, in a tiny sports hall, in front of no one. And now I'm doing it with cameras, my loved ones, the lights, the music, and do you know what I mean? I've got people like yourself wanting to speak to me after. How was that not amazing? How is that not great? How can I not be grateful? Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ set us on this path, and I believe it's for a reason. And I think it's to inspire others that there is no capabilities on us. Do you know what I mean? My dad put me into this at 6 years old. I don't have a choice, but I'm ever so grateful that he did. And I believe that's for a reason. Do you know what I mean? For whatever that may be. But look, I've got 2 twin daughters, Amaya and Aaliyah, and this is for them. Do you know what I mean? I'm earning money, I'm doing what I love, and again, I want to set an example. I want to be an inspiration to not only my daughters, but to everyone out there. There is no capabilities. You set your mind to something, you're going to do it. Do you know what I mean? 3 years ago, I'd never boxed on my own. Do you know what I mean? I was there doing taekwondo. I was in Team GB for taekwondo, and I'd never boxed. Yeah, I had a year out, and I had a year out doing nothing, just going to the gym. And then I thought, nah, this isn't me. I need to compete on an elite level. And my dad took me down to Clifton, and we started boxing. And I said, right, this is it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm grateful to be where I am now. And we're going to keep climbing, and I'm going to be grateful to where I am in the future.
It's a really refreshing mindset to have, and obviously, you know, you spent your time doing taekwondo. You've now come over to boxing, and is there? I'm sure there's always going to be a place for your heart with taekwondo, but is boxing where you feel most comfortable? Is it what you enjoy doing the most?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Like I say, it's at the end of the day, it's given me the passion. It's brought me the passion back. Taekwondo was great, and I'll always be able to kick. I'll always be able to do all of that. But at the end of the day, this is where we're going to be making the money. This is where we're going to get the eyes, and this is where I'm going to set up my daughters for life.
And one final one from me. I appreciate your time. Of course, like you mentioned, fans, excellent performance. I'm sure you're going to be out again soon. And I suppose, what are the fans to expect from you as your career progresses on?
Just more and more entertainment, more knockdowns, more knockouts, hopefully, and even better ring wars. Nah, listen, all I want is people to walk away from here and just think, I want to see Dylan again, and that's a win in my book.
Well, I want to see you fight again, mate. So yeah, quality. Thank you very much, man.